ASQ Ages and Stages Questionnaire by Sabrina Farr. What is ASQ? ASQ is a standardized assessment done to screen and assess the development performance of children in the first 5 years of life, typically 1 to 66 months. It's recommended that it's done at least 3 times throughout the child's first 5 years of life. It assesses the areas in communication, gross motor skills, fine motor skills, problem solving, and personal social skills. What is developmental screening? It is the administration of a brief standardized tool that aids the identification of children at risk of a developmental disorder. It identifies areas in which a child's development differs from same-age children. Screening is not a diagnosis, but is further to help professionals determine whether a child may need more assessment. Why use the ASQ? Well, early intervention is critical. It's effective and efficient to check a child's development. It helps parents to know and what to look for next in their child's growth. It also helps with parents if their child is delayed in development, they can get help from their teachers or the professionals and get referrals to places to help them with that. Who does the screening? Typically, parents do the screening, but they're done through child care programs, Head Starts, pediatricians, early Head Starts, nurse-family partnerships, public schools. You don't need any training to do the assessment. So, you just a questionnaire. Usually the parents do the questionnaire, the assessment, and then the teacher score it. Sometimes teachers do the assessment and they also score the assessment as well. Again, their age ranges from 1 to 66 months. There's typically 21 questions in the questionnaire. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to do. It's available in English, Spanish, and French. It's very easy to use, and it's done in all 50 states and quite a few of the U.S. territories. This is a picture of a 60-month questionnaire. This is the one I use for my child. So typically you just fill in the child's information with their name and last name, date of birth, and if they're filling their gender. Then the person filling out the questionnaire fills in their information as well. And the little bubbles, you want to circle in the bubbles, fill them out with either a blue or black pen. How does the ASQ work? Again, you pick the appropriate questionnaire going based off the child's age. So you want to use their months. You ask the parents to complete the questionnaire. Parent answers the questions best to their knowledge of what they think, and the teacher scores the questionnaire. You discuss the results with the parents and teacher-parent conferences, and you share activities with the parent throughout the child's year in your care. If they're developing or if they're still delayed and they need more assessment, and you can then refer the parents somewhere. We have a little video here to show. Hi, Giselle. We're going to have a little conversation today, okay? We'll do some stuff and see if you're a big girl or a baby, okay? Okay. All right. So Giselle, can you stand up for me? Nice. Can you sit down? Can you stand up, walk to that wall, and come back and sit down? This wall right here. Hmm? This wall. Right here? Mm-hmm. And then come sit back down. All right, thank you. Do you know how to say a sentence with 5 words? Do you like to go to the store? What do you like to get from the store? Toys. And what else? Makeup. And can you tell me some stuff about yourself? I like to put on some makeup and put some lipstick and play with toys and Giselle, could you stand up for me, please? Right here. Do you know how to stand on one leg? Without holding on to the table? Can you stand on one leg?
Like this?
Like with one foot up here? Can you put it up higher? What about if you go like this? Can you do that? Alright. Alright. Let's try to do that without holding on to the chair. Come closer. Right here. There you go. Let's stand on one foot for 5 seconds, okay? Wait. When I say go, you'll put your leg up, okay? 1, 2, 3, go. 1. You want to try again?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll try again. That was just a practice run. We can do it again, okay? Here. 1, 2, 3. Alright. How about we try one more time? We need to practice some more. You got it?
I got it.
You got it? You sure you don't want to practice some more? Nope. Alright, let's try it one more time, alright? Gotta let go of the table. Alright, high five. Good job. Alright, so now, Giselle, I'm going to give you this. And I would like for you, I'll give you this marker. Give you this marker, and I would like for you to write your name, please. Nice job. Now, Giselle, can you write this letter for me? Up here. Can you write this letter right for me? What about this? Do you know what letter this is? What about this one? Okay, can you write this letter? Do you know what letter that is? What about this one? What letter is that?
It's a C.
A C? Alright. What about this one?
A A.
It's an A? Nice. Stop it. Next, we have some pictures of Giselle's questionnaire, where the front page, we filled out her name and her last name and her date of birth, the information, and then I filled out my information as the person filling out the questionnaire. The second page was her communication page. As you can see, I wrote down some of the words, some of the things she said when I asked her to tell me something about herself, and she said she likes to put on lipstick, play with toys, drink juice, ... because she used more than 4 to 5 words in a sentence. And she was just going on, so she passed that. Also, I asked her, I can't remember what I asked her about, but I asked her something. She said she walked into the classroom with her teacher, with her bus. I asked her, how did she get into the classroom when she gets off the bus? And she says she walked into the classroom with her bus teacher. And so as you can see, the first 2 questions for communication, Giselle got 10s, and the last 2, she got 5s, or the third one she got a 5, and the fourth one she got a 0. So I don't know how I put 10 for that. And on the second page, I asked her, what do you do when you're hungry? And she said she likes to eat noodles and cereal. I asked her, what does she do when she's tired? She says, I take a nap with a pillow and a blanket in the bed. So on this page as well, she got some 10s and some 5s. The next page, I asked Giselle to write these letters. I had her write them practice the first time on the yellow page, but I really didn't need to do that because Giselle knew how to write her letters. So after that, I had her copy the letter she seen onto the space below, and as you can see, that's what she wrote. And then I wrote her name and had her write her name. And Giselle's good at writing her name. She still needs a little help with her last name, but typically she can write her name. I asked her to point to the smallest circle, and I crossed off the smallest circle that she pointed to, and she got that correct. Then for her scorecard, Giselle was in the 55 and 60 range. So for communications for her age, 60 months, it's 33.19. She got 55, which means she's good. There's nothing to worry about. All of her scores are in the white, meaning parent-teacher conferences are going to be good because there's nothing to worry about. She's developing good for her age group, and she should be up there at the same age group as children in her same age group. Now we have Jane Squares and Diane Bricker. They are the two women who develop and design the ASQ assessment. Dr. Jane Squares had PhD study at the University of Oregon. She was also in the Early Intervention Program and Center of Human Development. She studied personal training, social emotional development of at-risk infants and toddlers. Dr. Diane Bricker, PhD, also studied at the University of Oregon, where she was a part of the Early Intervention Program and Center of Human Development as well. She focused her career on development and the study of assessment systems and intervention approaches for children. So there's a timeline about these ladies and how they got the ASQ going. So in 1970, as you can see, Dr. Bricker was trying to come up with things. And in between 1980s and 1990s, Dr. Bricker and Dr. Squares got together. And they worked on different skills and different things to come up with something to help parents and teachers and kids to focus and make sure that kids were developing like they were supposed to. And if they weren't, how to get them the help. In 1995 is when the first ASQ questionnaire got published through the Brooks Publishing Company. It had 8 questions then, and it ended at 48 months. Whereas now, there's 21 questions, and it ends at 66 months. Again, like I said, the ASQ is used in all 50 states. It's even used in several U.S. territories. In 2009, the 3rd edition of the ASQ came out with new additions to 2 and 9 months questions. Continue with the timeline. The ASQ is proven to be very reliable and valid. It's reviewed by experts in multiple fields. Field tested with diverse children from all different areas, and is tested by thousands. Here goes the timeline. And here goes our works cited information of everything I got my info for to help create the